You're drunk at your job at a middle school.
Yes. That doesn't sound good when you say it.
It doesn't. Danny, this is the part of the call where I ask you, are you doing all right?
I don't know, bro.
That's okay. I don't think you should be ashamed.
Maybe a little bit.
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
I don't know. Who is this?
It's the Gecko guy.
Hey, Gecko guy.
You texted me and you said, I'm kind of drunk at work.
A little bit.
That was it. Where do you work? Where are you? What are you doing?
I work in a middle school. I'm a cleaner. Yeah.
All right. It's like, well, all right. I mean, I'll say this. Right now it's almost 10 p.m. So wherever you are in America, it can't be any earlier than 7.
No, it's 10 p.m.
All right. What do you do? Go ahead. You talk. You talk.
No. I don't know. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Okay, you're drunk at your job at a middle school.
Yes. Yeah. That doesn't sound good when you say it.
It doesn't. What do you do at the middle school?
I clean shitters and desks and vacuum.
Okay. You know what? Can I say something controversial? I think, obviously, it's not good if you're a teacher or a principal or whatever.
No,
but,
of course, yeah.
But if you're a janitor, you should totally be able to get plastered. Why not?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, what do you really? No one cares if you're drunk on the job. You're a janitor.
You know what I mean?
No harm, never.
Yeah.
There's not even any kids there right now.
No, it's 10 p.m. They're all asleep or whatever. They're home playing video games or playing Fortnite.
What are you drinking?
I'm upset at what I'm drinking. I picked up. It's called Bahama Mama, but it's made by Barstool. I don't really fuck with Barstool like that.
Why'd you buy it then?
Because I go into the gas station and I find the drink with the highest alcohol percentage, and this was it. Was it like 10% or whatever?
Well, what's your name again?
I don't know. What is my name?
Your name is Danny. Danny, this is the part of the call where I ask you, are you doing all right?
Am I? I don't know, bro.
Well, you're drunk at 10 p.m. cleaning shit on the middle school floor.
It doesn't sound so good, bro.
But that's okay. That's okay. I don't think you should be ashamed.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, how are you doing? For real? Are you all right?
Hanging in there. Doing all right,
okay.
I guess, yeah.
How long have you been at this middle school for? Not today, but, in general.
I think since July, I think it started. Mid-July. It's been a little bit of a go.
What made you go into this career?
Well, I mean, I was in college for like computer science and stuff, but then COVID happened, and I developed problems with substances, and then I didn't really finish that. So now I'm here, getting drunk in the middle school at 10 p.m.
Are you a big? Or do you get drunk every day?
No way.
Okay. All right, so it sounds like you have yourself some hard and fast rules by the way you answered that question.
Well, I mean,
some boundaries, we say.
Bend those sometimes, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that happens,
Are you still dealing with substance abuse issues?
No, I think I got them in check. I had a good 9-month run of nothing going on with any of that shit.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go back to the question of if you're doing okay. And, sure, on paper, drunk.
On paper.
At a middle school, cleaning up shit. traditionally, whatever. But I don't care. I don't really care about that. I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel? This is all of this is subjective.
How do I? I don't know how I feel. That's the thing. I don't know.
Okay. How drunk are you right now? Like, give me a 1 to 10.
Oh, it's like a 5. Not too bad.
That's not too bad. You really are kind of drunk out of middle school right now.
Yep, that's exactly how it is. Yeah. Does
that like impede your ability to, like, do you have a quota of like stuff you got to clean before you get out of there?
Yeah, so there's 2 floors in a basement, but the other cleaner called off today, so I got overtime. So I'm here till like 2 in the morning. So
it's just you.
Fuck it. It's me and one other guy who's in the basement right now, and I'm up on the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor, however you look at it. So
does he know that? Does he know that you are drunk talking to a gecko?
I don't know, but I think if he did, that'd be kind of funny.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
He's like 55 years old. He goes to the bar every Thursday. He might be drunk too. I don't know.
Well, Danny.
I don't like that name.
I gave you the opportunity. Well, I gave you the opportunity to give me a name.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Well, then, all right, you get the name that I give to you.
And I accept that. I take that. It's all right.
Danny. Let me think here. All right, well, I'll ask you this at least. You texted me. I do this thing where people text me and I call them back, was there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about?
Not really, no. I honestly didn't really think you'd call me. So I think I texted you like a week or so ago. I sent you a picture of a cat or something. I didn't really think you'd call me.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do when you get off work?
What am I going to do when I get off work? I don't know. I might probably smoke a little weed and play some Counter-Strike, I think. That sounds nice.
Danny, you're not doing too bad, You're not doing too bad.
Yeah. I guess so.
You're all right. You're all right.
I'm hanging in there.
I mean, don't overdo it.
Oh, of course. No way. I've already overdone it. I'm done with that.
What's on the horizon for you, Danny?
Well, what is on the horizon for me? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not sure.
Did you go to this middle school when you were a kid?
There was one closer to where I lived, and I went to that one instead of this one. So there's 2 of them, and they merged into like a junior high.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't go to this.
You know what I'll do, Danny? I'll take a couple questions from the chat, if the chat has any
sounds awesome.
questions that they want to ask you. What is it you're drinking again?
I don't even want to say it because I don't want to give them like any credit.
Someone asked, "What's the craziest thing you found while cleaning up?"
That's the thing is, I used to work in an amusement park, and I'd find some crazy shit there. I'd fucking peel raccoons off of fucking roller coasters and shit. But this is kind of tame compared to that. I don't really find anything cool. Like fucking, I think the coolest thing I found was a Gengar in a recycle bin.
You found Pokemon a Gengar? Card. Like it was a Pokemon card?
Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, that's probably the coolest thing I've found so far, I think.
Multiple people are asking me if you ever flirt with the teachers.
No, the teachers hate me. That's the funniest part. The teachers fucking they don't like me at all. Which is funny because I go in their rooms and I clean up after all their kids, and they leave a fucking mess. It's like 5th and 6th graders. They leave a fucking mess. Teachers hate me.
Why do you think they hate you?
They don't. I say hi to them, like, "Oh, have a good night," or whatever. They don't say anything to me. They just walk by and they leave. And I'm not even drunk when I say that to them. I just say, "Hey, have a good night." So they just leave.
Is there any school drama that we should know about?
No, there's one kid that draws really cool shit on their desk, though, and it makes me sad when I have to wipe it off. So they draw, like, cool, like, eyeballs and, like, spider webs and shit on, like, the corners of the desk. That makes me sad.
Oh. Well, let him know he should just carve it in, because then you can't do anything about it.
I honestly, I thought about, like, leaving them a note in their desk and be like, "Hey, dude, put this on paper, bro. You're talented. You're good at this. Don't make me wipe this off every night."
That'd be cool. You'd be like a fun drunk mentor guy if you did that.
I don't think I'm a very good mentor.
Well, Danny, again, I know you don't have an answer to this question, but I hope you're doing all right.
I hope you are too, Gecko.
Yeah, man. Well, this was fun. Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Yeah, don't trash public restrooms. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Why do people do that? It's a fucking bathroom. Why are you throwing shit around?
I get the feeling that when you're done with your shift, you're about to go trash the fuck out of a Taco Bell bathroom.
No, I'm actually allergic to Taco Bell. I can't eat that.
Have a good night, Danny.
You too, Gecko. This was nice. Thank you.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Vanessa.
Vanessa, what's going on? How's life?
I'm going to say right now it's pretty good. You might...
Can you turn that TV off? I don't know what you got going on back there, but...
Yeah, let me go find a private area. That way I can speak freely and I don't have people eyeballing me.
Yes. We must have this conversation in front of thousands of people privately.
As long as I don't know anybody, so I'm all right with that. But here,
Perfect.
I don't want people to know.
Understandable.
And then they're playing Christmas music, too. It's because I'm at the store right now, too.
You're at the store?
Yeah.
What store?
I'm at Home Depot.
Okay.
They're blasting everything.
Okay. Where are you going? Where are we going to have this private conversation at Home Depot?
Oh, I'm going to go to the garden area. They don't have the music as loud from what I can sense right now. But, yeah.
Let's talk at the garden area of Home Depot. I don't know why I struggled so hard to say area just now.
Yeah. Where should I start? So I would say about like 3 years ago, my ex-husband and I separated. I left pretty much in another country, and then I came back by myself. I took everything out of the house that was just mine, but I didn't take anything of value. I just took my stuff. So for the longest time, I had tried to work things out. He wasn't wanting to work things out, and then we were still kind of hooking up here and there. And then I found out Christmas Day that he got back with his first ex-wife. I was devastated. I was crying. My parents were pissed. They're like, "You're a dummy. I don't know why you still wanted to work things out with him." So he never really told me. I found out through his cousin's Instagram because I was still following all his family. So I saw I was like, "What is she doing there?" I thought they hated each other. So I was super bitter about that. So fast forward to maybe a month ago, I was like, I'm going to test the waters. Because he was hitting me up here flirty text messages. And I knew that she even moved into the house, moved in her kids into the house, everything. So I sent a flirty text and he replied right away, was super into it. So I was I pretty much said hey, do you want to hook up? And at first he was no, I'm already in a relationship and I don't want to hurt you. You know, the basic things that they say. And then pretty much I had sent him like a super like dirty picture, and he was like, yeah, I'm for it. So we met up at a grocery store. We had sex in the car, and then that was it. I was like completely content because I was like, I knew that I could still sleep with you and you're with your ex-wife, supposedly living this happy life, but you're still willing to sleep with me. I was like, I think I made the right choice by leaving you, and it was like kind of revenge to her to be like, oh, now we're even and I don't really care anymore. But I guess I was like, is that a bad thing that I did? Should I have not done it? Like, should I just moved on and forget about it?
Okay, so I'm gonna recap this situation so to make sure I understand it. So you were married to this guy, and then you divorced him. He divorced you.
Yeah, it was mutual at the time.
Okay, you got a divorce. He got back together with his first ex-wife.
Yes.
And then his ex-wife, who was then, did he remarry his first ex-wife?
No, I think they're just dating or they're like official. I haven't really poked around.
And then so he moves in with her and her kids.
Yes.
And then you find out about this, so you send him a picture of your boobs.
Pretty much.
And then he's like, I like your boobs. And then you guys have sex in his car in the parking lot of a grocery store.
Yes.
And then do you ever talk to him after that?
I did. I was like, hey, that was fun. Hit me up if you want, if she doesn't meet your needs. But obviously I really didn't act on it afterwards. I was like, oh, I already had my fun. Like, I'm fine. But then he had texted me like 2 weeks later saying, hey, I got in trouble. She found out. And I was like panicking. I was like, oh, crap. Like, I shouldn't even care. But I guess later on I talked to him. I was like, well, what'd she find out? He's like, well, she found out we were kind of talking here and there. She doesn't know we hooked up. But I have to lay low but for the meantime, but I'm willing to continue this.
And you said you're freaking out. What are you afraid is going to happen?
I think it was just like, oh, would she like come after me, try to fight me, like kind of things like that. Not that I would be afraid, but like we do have a daughter in common, so I didn't want her to take it out on my daughter to be like, oh, your mom's a whore. I'm going to be super mean to you because of who your mom is.
All right, so let me understand. So you have a kid. You have a kid with this guy.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with the kid? Who's the kid with?
We share 'em, or we have her half and half. So half of the week she's with me, half of the week he's with her or with him. So we have 50-50.
How old's this kid?
She is 5.
Wow. Jeez. And he has kids also with the woman?
Yeah, another kid in common. He is, I believe, like maybe 12.
Wow,
yeah,
these kids are going to
maybe 15 now.
These kids are going to have a whole podcast about all the shit you guys are doing when they get older.
Right? Like, hey, that kind of sounds like what's her face's voice.
Man, okay. So, and what about you don't have a boyfriend or anything like that, or a first husband
recently,
or whatever?
No, but I did recently talk to someone, like, and I'm it's moving towards that. So eventually I did text them like a week ago being like, hey, I don't want to continue this anymore. Not that it was, but I kind of just ended everything. And you can tell like his ego was a little bruised because he just replied, okay, I think that's the best. Whereas before he would like write paragraphs, we would be texting back and forth. But after I told him I didn't want to continue after that first time, like you can tell his ego was bruised.
No, but this guy is like, he's kind of in your life forever no matter what because you have a kid together.
Yeah, and that was my other thing. I'm like, do I really want to do this to where I have to I'm sure eventually I would have to meet her. Do I want to have that awkwardness all the time, or do I want to be cordial
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, her finding out that you guys had sex is definitely going to make the pickups and the pickups and drop-offs less enjoyable for everyone involved.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Like, he hasn't picked up our daughter like for the last year. He'll send like his sister or somebody else. So I don't ever see him during drop-off. So, or her, as a matter of fact, because I had told him, like, I never want to see her ever again or her around my daughter. This far, he's respected it to a point. I don't know. I'm not constantly watching or monitoring, but I know eventually she senses something because he always has to delete his phone, like our conversations, and be like, hey, can you just text me okay do this? And I'm like, all right. I'm like, you're a kind of shitty guy. I don't know why I was so in love with you.
Well, I mean, fuck. What is this? So you're asking, like, I don't do. Am I the asshole? I mean, I guess sometimes I do, but are you saying like, what should you do?
I guess what I've had like conversations even with like my therapist and my girlfriends. I'm like,
yeah.
I get it.
What'd your therapist have to say about this?
She was disappointed in me because she's like, you were doing so good. She's like, but I understand, like, he's gonna always be in your life, so it's kind of hard to just cut and dry. But you should have respected his and her relationship, even though you don't like her. And she kind of came in between you guys. But she's like, you should know better, and you shouldn't have done that. But I understand.
That sounds like something a healthy professional would say.
Yeah. So she's like, are you going to continue it? I was like, no, I think I've had my one and done, and I feel better about it. And I do secretly still want her to find out that we did that. But I'm not going to like force it or like send her text messages.
Well, hold up.
Like, oh,
why do you secretly want her to find out?
I think it's because right when we divorced, like she right away like was hitting him up, trying to kind of wedge between us even bigger, kind of like, oh, she's such a bitch or this and that, like, oh, you deserve better, like I'll treat you better than the first time. So I was like, why? Like, I'm trying to work things.
I gotta know, what's so cool about this guy that everyone wants to fuck him in his car?
I don't know. I mean, I always say this. It was good, but I don't think at this point, I don't think it's worth my mental health, because then afterwards I'd be crying. I'm like, I don't know why I like this douchebag so much. So it was always, he was an asshole at the end. Like, now I realize that, but he was pretty successful, and I think that's what she liked in him, because he had like his own car, or like multiple cars, had a big nice house. Like, we had a nice house together, and she was living in like an apartment with 3 other people and 4 kids and a grown dog. So, I think she saw the spot.
All right, you talked to your therapist, you talked to your girlfriends. What'd your girlfriends say?
She was super mad. She was like, are you serious? You're such a dumb bitch. I don't know why you did that. So she wasn't happy that I did it. So she's like, but I get it, but you're giving him a bigger head, like you're giving him a bigger ego to know that he still has you wrapped around his finger.
How many kids are involved in this?
So between him and I, we have 1 daughter. Between him and the ex-wife, there is 1 in common. And then she remarried and had 4 other kids with the other ex-husband. So there's a total of like 6 kids living under his roof now.
That's a fucking whole mess, dude. Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm like, is this like a silver like lining where I'm like, I think I left her in a good time. I'm not too old to find someone better for good, But I was like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have done that, because karma's going to bite me back in the ass.
And this other, well, like, who's, and the kid, these are all young, like, little kids. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. They're under, like, 15.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it again, I don't think.
Yeah, I hope that I can fight the urge to want to do it again. But so far, I've been good. I think the other guy is kind of keeping me busy and wanting to stay away from that guy.
I mean, what's your name? Vanessa. I mean,
Vanessa.
what do you want, Vanessa?
I think I would be all right just to kind of put all this behind me and be like, yeah, I did that once. I was stupid. I kind of blew his head up too, where I was kind of teasing him and he knew that he still had me. But I mean, eventually I would like to be like, I don't know what I saw in him, but be friendly, like a good co-partnership rather than like, I still hate his guts. And the other girl, like I want to be over the betrayal I felt when he got back with her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think if that's the goal, then yeah. If that's the goal, I would stay away from the grocery store parking lot.
And pet marks too.
Are you? I don't know if we cut this part out of the call or not, but are you still at Home Depot?
Oh yeah, I'm just in the parking lot now. So I have like people walking by and they're like kind of staring, and then I'm watching people cut trees because they have the tree law right now.
What's the tree law?
So here where I'm from, they don't have like Oregon or like Washington where you can go out and cut your own tree. They're already like pre-cut to a point. They trim it down for you guys or like whoever buys them to make sure that it fits in your car and everything. So I'm just watching that action.
Well, I'm glad that we could end this very spicy story with the most boring thing ever.
Right? Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I was like, is this real? Is this really happening? Like, I'm freaking out right now.
Well, Vanessa, is there anything else that you want to say to the people of or just about any of this stuff at all? Well, let's do this. Let me see if the chat has any questions before we get out of here. Chat, any questions from the chat about the ongoing affair or Oregon tree laws? We'll take questions about either one. Let's see here. How old is this person? They want to know how old you are, Vanessa.
I am 31, so I'm a little old to be doing this.
Someone wants to know, how was Vanessa's relationship with her father?
I think if anything, I think I have more mommy issues because I still actively want it. Like, I have like this codependency where I want to fix everything, but my dad was always around. Like, he's not a bad guy. Like, so I don't know where, but it's like in the Hispanic culture, you have like that machismo and like, oh, I'm bigger, better. So I think that's kind of where they're similar, but I have a good relationship with my dad.
Someone said, was the car sex even good?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was. We even had some guy that was cleaning there, like the parking lot. Like he was trying to, like, he saw obviously like the car moving, so he kind of tried to look. And then I remember he's like, I can't. And I'm like, why? He's like, there's a guy looking into the car right now. So I like peeked and I was like, it's fine. You have blackout windows. Like nobody's going to look. Like, keep going.
And then we have someone said, as an Oregonian, I love being able to cut my own Christmas trees.
I think that this whole tree law defeats the whole purpose. Like it robs you of that experience.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
I want that tree.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go, Vanessa?
No, I appreciate you giving me the time to vent about everything and not making me feel such of a shitty person, and everyone in the chat. I hope everyone kind of doesn't do what I do and keep moving forward instead of looking bad or back or trying to get revenge on something that really isn't worth it, as I see now.
Well, go ahead and get yourself out of the. You've spent far too much time in parking lots, Vanessa. You should go home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home right now.
All right. Take care, Vanessa.
You too. Bye.
I wonder if the ex shops at Lowe's.
Lyle,
Hello?
is this really happening? Thank you for calling me back. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
what's your name?
Melissa with a Z.
Melissa. Do you
With a Z.
is it with a Z? Do you pronounce the Z? Do you go Melissa?
So I'm Mexican, and when you say it with the accent, the Z sounds. You can hear the Z. The Z.
Am I allowed
the
to
Z.
do that, or will people get mad at me?
No, it's cultural appropriation if you do it. No, of course. So like,
Melissa. That was Italian.
yeah, no, that's more Italian.
Melissa.
Like my mom says.
Bella
Melissa.
Melissa. Bella Melissa.
Yeah.
Che cazzo, Melissa? Ay. Melissa, what's up? How's
All right,
life?
that's Italian. All right, I'm gonna stop you there. That's
What's going on?
All right, not much. I didn't think you were gonna call me back. Oh my god, I'm shaking.
Melissa,
I know.
what's up? What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I sent you a couple text messages, so I don't know which one made you want to call me. You want to talk about our day? We can talk about my...
Oh, you sent me a text and you said, I want to talk about your laugh?
Yes, oh my god. Wow, you have the cutest freaking laugh ever. I don't know if it's a giggle. I don't know if it's your legit laugh. I don't know if you're just, it's a
man.
nervous little... It's the best.
I'm
So
blushing.
I think I got to figure out how to make you laugh.
Thanks.
What
Well,
can we tell him?
that's cool. I thought that's very sweet. I thought it was going to be a bad thing. I thought you were going to say that it sounded bad.
I'll beat anyone up who talks crap about the Gecko.
You don't have to do that.
I'll stick my cat on them.
Let's see. You also said, I want to talk about my age gap relationship.
Ooh, oh my god, my boyfriend's here too. He just made a barf face. Okay, everyone in the chat.
Now,
room,
hold on.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
reading
Now,
the
hold
text.
on.
Okay.
Melissa, I'm very curious about this because it says here that you are 27 years old.
Yes.
So I'm very curious. You're either dating an 18-year-old
It's legal.
or
No,
a
it's legal.
53-year-old.
Oh, that's close. Okay, if those are your guesses. He is 64. There's a 37-year age gap. And-
64.
Yes, I'm going to say this also. It's not a sugar baby relationship. That's what people always assume right away. But we've been together for 4.5 years. I did the math the other day. 4.5 years together. We live together. We vacation together. He's met my family. I've met some of his family. Yeah, most of your family. Oh, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi, Blake.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Hi,
up, man?
We're just chilling.
Oh, that's cool.
And-
I mean, how's it going? It sounds like it's going all right.
Amazing, actually. We're both really lucky and blessed.
Yeah, and like some people look at us and they like I've had people they'll say like, "Oh, is that your dad?" or "Cool, you're hanging out with your dad." It's always dad, and it's always awkward because it's like, no, what we do is not. No, that's not no, ick. But that's normally what people think, and I think one time he came to a sports practice of mine just to cheer me on, and nobody knew about him, and we kissed. And my coworker at first thought he was my dad, and she saw us kiss, and she said, "Holy crap, yeah, that's not her dad." She thought it was cute that my dad came, but it's my boyfriend, and that was funny when she told me about that.
What sports practice are? I will say this. It doesn't sound good on paper when you say my 64-year-old boyfriend came to my sports practice.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Okay, so it's like at my job we have they do these like outside of work things to get people to become friends, and one of the sports that they I guess sponsor, it's team building. One of the team building sports they sponsor is called Dragon Boat. So it's like this big long boat with a dragon head at the front and a dragon tail at the end, and there's like 12 or 10 people on the boat, and you row in synchrony and you race. and I joined the team, and that's how I met my coworker because I was in a different department before. But there's that, and then we also do whitewater. There's a whitewater team that's really fun. There's rowing. I think those are the only 3 sports that we do. But dragon boat's really boring, so I moved over to whitewater, and whitewater is like really fun. So much adrenaline, and every time I get on there, I'm like, okay, I might die. But it's in a contained environment, so I will likely survive, so it's fine.
Let's see if the chat has any questions for you guys. Sticky Greg wants to know, what do you like about him?
His music taste. Immediately, because I listen to like 80s music, old music, specifically 80s music, but all of his music taste is my favorite music taste. I don't know. I wouldn't say all of it, because he likes jazz, and I hate jazz. That's a controversial take or a hot take because of the jazz.
Rotten Rosen wants to know, how is the sex?
Oh, great. I was hoping you would call me back before we started doing it, because I was planning on it. I was like, if he calls me back and we're doing it, I don't know. I mean, it could be worse. It could be like that person who came when their grandpa died.
You know what? I'd be like the pet gecko in the room while you guys are doing it. You know what I mean?
Our cat likes to be in the room. Sometimes she jumps on the bed and we have to kick her out.
A Cruel World wants to know, how did you guys meet?
Oh, that's actually a really cool story. I love telling the story, but I'll tell just the short version. I used to work at a bank, as a bank teller, and he would come in as one of the regular clients that came in like twice a week. That's how I met him. But we started talking because he was wearing an Iggy Pop shirt, and I said, "What do you know about Iggy Pop?" You know, like one of those like metal elitists who says, "Name 3 songs." And Iggy Pop is his favorite artist.
So I know a lot.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know if he's here, but isn't that crazy that like your life is different because you wore a certain shirt one day?
Yeah.
I really think about that kind of, I mean, that kind of shit's crazy. Like people who, you know, meet because of things like that, or like I said this on the podcast before, but there's I knew a couple once who met on the train. You know, it's like you just make a split-second decision to throw on that shirt and or be at that train at that specific time, and you stop to tie your shoes so you get on one car instead of the other car, and changes the entire course of your life. It's really crazy to think about.
But it's kind of like sometimes some things are meant to be, and like I always think about it like this: like the people who were supposed to be in the Twin Towers when 9/11 happened, but their alarm didn't go off, or they missed the bus. And It's like, you know, when things go wrong, sometimes they go wrong for good reasons. Or you wear a T-shirt that's like such a simple thing, and like now here we are, almost 5 years later, and I could not imagine my life here 5 years ago.
Does he have any daughters from any previous marriages or relationships or anything like that?
Yeah, he has one, and she doesn't particularly like me.
How old is she?
How old is she?
32.
She's 32, so she's older than I am. But she's never met me. He's offered to have her meet me multiple times. She's just uncomfortable with it. But, like, his other son, he has 3 kids. So I think the son that I've met is the middle child, right? Okay. He's the middle child, and he lives here where we live, and he helps me out a lot, or we talk a lot. Like, he's hooked me up with mushrooms.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
So he has 3 kids.
Yes.
And 2 of them are cool with you, and the other one's not.
Well, so the daughter doesn't like me. The middle son, he likes me, yeah. And then the older son doesn't live here, and I've never met him, but he knows of me. He's indifferent.
Okay. What? Yeah. I mean, but so you have the one son likes you. What's your relationship like with him?
I mean, he gives me drugs.
Pretty
so
cool.
that'll tell you that we're pretty cool. He's a car guy. He's like an anime weeb, so he's really cool. No, like it's just mushrooms, and mushrooms aren't addictive, and they're just fun to do in like a controlled environment. I only ever do them when I'm at home, and my boyfriend is here to watch me, so that I don't know, accidentally throw myself off the roof.
I asked this genuinely. Why do you think that the daughter doesn't like you?
Personally, my boyfriend's shrugging his arms. Personally, I think it's because she probably thinks that I'm just after his money, which is the thing that everybody always thinks.
Hold on. But I do have to ask. And again, there's no judgment, but I am curious. Does he have a lot of money?
I'm gonna let him answer that.
I'm well off.
He said he's well off.
Yes.
Well,
So
it
we
is kind of funny, and again, there's no judgment, but it is kind of funny that you met at a bank.
Yeah, it is. I never thought that I would. Because I worked at the bank for 4 years, and never thought I would actually date an older guy, or anyone who made more money than me, at least in that way. Because I can be honest, I make like $40,000 a year, which is very comfortable. That's a good amount to make, I think. It's not $500,000, but
No, you want to make $1 million a year like that other kid.
yeah.
What kid? Oh yeah. What does he do?
He's a glorified landlord. He owns warehouses, and he rents them out to companies. So he's not like a slumlord. He takes care of his tenants. Like when COVID was happening, he was letting people just pay what they could, or he was letting them like skip a month. He was taking care of them.
Do you think he would let do you think he would rent out his warehouses to do like cool raves?
No, I don't want the liability.
No liability, he said. Nope for the liability.
Otherwise, yeah. I mean, we've done punk rock shows before.
Yeah, he said he's done punk rock shows at some of his warehouses before, but I feel like that's worse than a rave.
Yeah, but I knew all those people.
Oh, but he knew all those people. So it was more like a personal party.
And they weren't
Someone in the chat wants to know, what does your family think about the relationship?
So I have a younger sister. She's 19. She loves Blake. I'm sure she thinks it's weird at first. She thought it was weird at first. I have an older brother who he is not doing very well with his life, and he's done a lot of drugs, so he's not in the right mindset. But like literally the other day, he said that we were rich. And I mean, compared to him, who was like basically living on the streets and going couch surfing, yeah, I guess so. My mom, she likes him, yeah. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthday parties, and they talk. My mom only speaks. We're Mexican, so she speaks Spanish, and she only speaks a little English, but they can get by.
Al Pacino. Somebody in the chat just said that Al Pacino is 83 and his girlfriend is 29.
That's a huge gap.
That's more than you guys.
Yeah, it is way more than us, but like if it makes them happy, and everybody is legal and consenting. Nobody's getting hurt.
What does your dad think?
Oh, my dad is a piece of crap he's not in my life, and he was deported to Mexico. So he doesn't know as far as I know. But I don't care.
Well, Melissa, right?
Yes, Lyle. Correct.
Melissa. Is there well, look, you're 27 years old. You're older than I am. You're you can do whatever you want with your life.
Yeah. as long as I'm happy and not hurting anybody or murdering people specifically.
Do you think they would ever change that? Do you think they would ever make murder legal?
If the purge came to life, yeah, for one day maybe, but actually, no, I don't think so.
Let's hope not.
I mean, it is kind of legal if you're a rich person with the right contacts.
I'm on. By the way, I'm. You know, I'm. I think that people should. I think people should do whatever they want to do with their lives.
As long as they're not hurting anyone.
As long as they're not hurting anyone. You know, as long as they're not killing people. And I think that's a pretty low bar, right? I mean, all you got to do is not kill anyone or steal stuff.
I think in this world, the bar is pretty low. The bar is,
it is, yeah.
Especially older guys.
Especially for older guys. That's what my boyfriend just said.
How are you doing back there? I don't even know your name. What's his name?
I'm Blake.
How you doing, Blake?
I'm good. I'm great. You know, we just had a nice dinner, grilled up some tuna steaks and made some rice, and Melissa made a salad, and then all of a sudden I heard her freaking out in the other room because she missed your phone call an hour ago, whenever that was. Because she's been waiting for your phone call forever.
Forever.
But we're great. We're good.
Do you know? I assume that she's the one who's showed you this.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is not in my wheelhouse. But that's kind of the fun of our relationship. We share a lot of things that wouldn't necessarily cross over from an age perspective, but it works out really well, and we're both really accepting of what goes on in each other's lives, as far as me being an older person and her being a younger person. And we like Melissa said, we share a lot in common with music, and we've traveled all over the world to follow bands and go to concerts, and we have a pretty good life. We're very, very blessed.
What's the last concert you guys traveled around with to follow?
I can answer this. We went to see Iron Maiden in London.
Yeah, she can tell you Iron Maiden.
Very cool.
Yeah, we
16 concerts this year.
Yeah, we went to 16 concerts this year, but that was the last big travel show, and we actually just got tickets to see Iron Maiden in New Zealand in a year from now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and we're from a little state of Oklahoma, you know, the biggest Republican state in America. Wait, no, that's Texas. We're
well,
Texas
it sounds like you both are killing it.
Yeah, we are. And you know what, Geck, you are too. I've seen people comment about, how you look sad, and sometimes
hold on. Who's commenting that I look sad?
The commenters.
Whatever. I'm not sad right now. I actually feel pretty
good,
okay right now.
I have noticed you seem a lot happier lately, and I love that. I love to see you thriving. I haven't.
Well,
obviously,
thanks.
I only see the part of the.
I'll tell you this. I'm happy right now because I'm like live on my stream, and I feel awake and alert, and I'm talking to people and stuff. But I'm gonna be really sad in about 2 or 3 hours, probably.
Well, the good thing it's not good that you're sad, but it's good that you feel emotions, because that means you're human, and emotions pass. So you will be happy again. Maybe tomorrow, but you'll be happy, and you just got to remember, what is it that the Carl Sagan guy says? We are all star stuff. That's how amazing we are. We are all made out of stars. I don't know how to prove that, but the Carl Sagan guy says it, so it must be true.
Meliza, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Yes, Melissa would like to say, comparison is a thief of joy. So just because your friends are making $1 million doesn't mean that you should feel bad that you're not making $1 million.
Blake,
Look at the good things that you have.
You got any bits?
Like what?
Isn't that your boyfriend's name, Blake?
Like,
Sorry. Do I have any? Be nice to people. It's not that hard.
Take care, gang. Thank you, guys.
You too. Love you guys.
Have fun at Iron Maiden.
Hell yeah. Good night. Bye, chat.
Bye-bye.
Is my laugh really cute? I think it's more, hold on, let me try to laugh. Ha ha! Ha ha ha! I don't know if that's cute. I think it's normal. I think it's a standard laugh.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Is this Caleb?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Caleb?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing all right, dude. What is it you wanted to talk about today?
Well, I wanted to tell you about the time that me and my family took a bunch of acid and all had kind of a weird experience.
Now, I think this is an interesting thing, doing psychedelic drugs with your family. Because it feels to me like, I mean, look, a lot of people have all sorts of different dynamics with their family. But I think doing acid with my mom or my dad, I actually think could be a really interesting experience, but it would be incredibly vulnerable. So I'm curious about how it went for you.
It was pretty vulnerable. The thing is, like my dad's done psychedelics plenty when he was, my age. Hadn't as much now that he's older. But, so I didn't really, I didn't have any hesitation at first. And me, myself, I'd done it plenty as well, so it didn't seem like something that would be that big of a deal. The thing, and it was on Christmas, so that just made it so much worse.
Whose idea was it to do this?
It was his idea, so this was his Christmas present. A tab of acid, like an eighth of weed, and some mushrooms. So me, my two brothers, my stepmom, and himself.
All did a tab of acid?
Yes.
And how was it? What did you guys do? Did you all just sit around and stare at each other?
No, I mean, everyone kind of did their own thing, really.
Just around the house, or just kind of hanging out around the house?
Yeah, pretty much. I was mainly chilling with my brothers until everyone started peaking, and then shit just started going south.
How so?
It started with my dad. I could tell my dad was not handling himself very well. He was talking about how he had fucking died in a past life, and he just started getting very agitated. And I remember he was talking to my brother Tony, and he was amping my brother Tony up, talking about how he's I can't remember what he said exactly, but I remember him telling him he was like a catalyst, like a bomb.
He was telling your brother Tony that he was a bomb.
Yes, like he was like hyping him up, like getting him all riled up.
In a good way or a bad way?
Not a good way at all.
So, how did your brother react to that?
At first, he was like pacing around the house, like freaking out. I could see on his face that he was not doing that good. He was not, because once my dad started freaking him out, he wasn't handling his shit. And like, acid is a drug that you have to be, like, you have to set a good intention. You have to be in an uplifting mood to have a good time. So if somebody's freaking out and like yelling at you, you're gonna have a bad time.
Why do you think your dad was yelling at your brother?
I don't know. He was going through something. He was like talking to me and my brother about how he had died in a past life, and like we were all like experiencing his life.
Did he return to normal after the acid trip?
I don't know what normal is for him, but I would say yes.
Who are you laughing with?
My girlfriend.
Was she there?
No.
Okay. So once you said it went south and your dad started yelling at your brother. I feel like I'm on acid talking to you, to be completely honest.
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. It wasn't an insult. Maybe it came off that way. Maybe I'm a dick, and in that case, I'm sorry. But why was your dad yelling at you? Like, what happened after that? Was there a resolution to this conflict, or the whole thing just stayed stiff and weird?
It gets worse. So after my brother Tony gets all amped up, he disappears for a second, and he walks downstairs, and apparently he had an altercation with my stepmom, and she gets punched in the face.
Okay. Your dad punched your stepmom in the face while they were on acid together?
It was my brother that punched my stepmom.
Why did your brother punch your stepmom?
The explanation that he gave was that, like, he was envisioning our stepmom as his actual mother, and that he was like taking out his emotions on her.
You know, I've only done mushrooms. I've never done acid before. Actually, I have plans to do acid in like a couple weeks, and I'll report back on that. But does acid really, like, I don't know. When I took mushrooms, it didn't make me think the way I thought mushrooms would make you feel. Like, it make you feel like everything's a carnival or something like that. And, you know, does acid really make you do this shit? Like, envision people as goblins that you punch in the face? Like, is that really what happens?
I mean, it's a slippery slope. So you have to, like I said, you have to set good intentions. You have to really hope for good things to happen. Put yourself in a good setting. Like, that was all things that didn't happen.
Okay. All right. And there was this is like the Full House acid trip. There's other people, and this is a step family. How many other people are tripping at this point?
So it's me, my two younger brothers, my dad, and my stepmom.
Okay.
My brother Tony is an adopted brother. We adopted him, later when he was older.
Did anyone else freak out?
No, me and my brother Javon were kind of like the only people that could keep the situation level. Like, I mean, as much as we could.
Did you guys get Christmas presents?
The day after, I couldn't even look at my dad straight for like 2 days.
This is, man, I got to tell you, some shit like this would never happen at Hanukkah. Never.
Hey.
We would never, ever, ever do acid at Hanukkah. Although it would be kind of nice to do it and look at the lights.
That's kind of what I thought. Like, we were looking at Christmas lights in my room. Like,
yeah, it's very nice in theory. It's nice in theory until your brother punches your stepmom in the face, and then she falls back and ruins the fruitcake.
That's the thing. It's Christmas night, so we're all fucking trying to have a good time. Didn't end up like that.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. How do you honestly, you sound, I don't know if it's because, and I mean this so genuinely, I'm not like coming at you. You sound very spacey about this whole thing. Is it because you're like nervous talking, or is it because you're like processing it all and trying to figure out what the hell happened? Like what's going on with you?
Definitely more nervous talking.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were having like really complex internal feelings about this acid trip you did with your family on Christmas.
Nah, it's been like 3 years. I've been able to process.
Okay. Oh, so it's been 3 years. Do you still talk to your dad?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all the time.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's dead. I mean, he's a dad that does acid. Like, he's never been quite a normal dad.
Mm-hmm. How about your mom?
She's the exact opposite, pretty much.
Really? No acid on the mom?
No, stepmom. She's more like dad.
Okay. What about you? What's your deal? Are you doing acid every day? Are you on acid right now?
No.
Okay.
I haven't taken acid since then. Probably because of
yeah, that seems like a good place to stop.
Not saying that I wouldn't, but like I know my level, like, because I don't know, I've had my own crazy trips on acid before.
Sure.
The first time I ever actually did it, I had a freaking terrible time. I took 2 tabs and freaked out myself.
What is it that made you want to do it? If you had such a terrible time, what was it that made you want to do it again with your whole family on Christmas?
Love of the game. I don't know. I like getting fucked up.
I have a lot of respect for you, Caleb. No, I'm serious. I really do. I really do.
From you, I appreciate that.
I really do. I have a lot of respect for you, man. You're keeping it very cool today, despite despite the weirdness of your life. You're keeping it real cool. I respect that about you. Well, what have we learned from this conversation, Caleb? What do you think? What did we all learn?
Probably don't do acid on Christmas with your family, and if you do, don't let your brother punch somebody.
That's all I needed to hear.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go, Caleb?
Keep on doing your thing, my man.
Hey, you too, man. Well, whatever your thing is. Right now your thing just seems to be being cool. So keep doing that.
I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Right. Take care, Caleb. Nah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Acid Hanukkah sounds sick. Yo, you can eat these coins? That's crazy. Hello, folks. It's Lyle here. That's the end of this episode, but get this. I'm releasing a bonus episode this week. That's right, an entire extra hour of the podcast that you can listen to by becoming a premium member of Therapy Gecko over at therapygecko.supercast.com. Supercast subscribers get access to bonus episodes. They get a completely ad-free podcast feed of the regular show. They get recordings from my live shows, members-only streams, and they help support my ability to continue doing this podcast. So here's a clip from this week's members-only bonus episode. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about today?
I just recently got out of jail about a year ago. I beat a 15 to 25 year case. The charges that I got were like really big. I was on the news and everything.
You were on the news?
Yeah.
Look, you do not have to tell me this, and I will only ask you once, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But okay. What happened?
So I tried to steal a fire truck, and then I ran across the street, and I went into somebody's hotel room, and I like took their clothes, put their clothes on, and tried to change and stuff. And then the cops came in, and I chased after them, trying to get them to shoot me. So I had aggravated burglary, aggravated arson, theft of a vehicle over $250,000, and then regular burglary.
Mike, you're like auditioning for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to hear this full conversation, you can sign up to become a premium member at therapygecko.supercast.com or find the link in the episode description. That's therapygecko.supercast.com. All right, I have nothing else to say.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.